And a pleasant good afternoon to our Emonews viewers. We are live at Adams Healthcare, where we'll be doing a Q&A with the staff of the St. Joseph University as well as Adams Healthcare. With us today we have Janelia Serafin, who is the Director of Human Resources and Marketing at Adams Healthcare, and Dr. Tesha Coffey, who is the Dean of Academic Affairs. So welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for having this little Q&A session with us. How are you feeling today?
Feeling quite okay. Pardon me if I put on the mask. I did my antigen test, so I'm COVID free. I'm feeling all right. And just a bit of correction, I'm also the Director of Human Resource and Marketing for St. Joseph University as well. Well, good afternoon to the general public. I want to wish everyone a wonderful afternoon. Dr. Coffey.
Good afternoon to our listening public. Good afternoon. And thank you so much for making time to speak with us. It's always an opportunity to share knowledge about St. Joseph's University in sessions like this. So we want to thank you very much for having us this afternoon.
You're most welcome. So we would like to start off with the question, how was the name St. Joseph University derived?
I think I should take point on this one. The forefather of St. Joseph University, for lack of a better word, he hails from the village of St. Joseph. He is a man of the soil, and the general public, I think everyone in Dominica knows him by now because he's a household name, is Dr. Kevin Ferreira. He is from St. Joseph. It has always been his passion or his dream to do something for the community of St. Joseph, and not just St. Joseph, but for Dominica, because St. Joseph University is an indigenous school. We are a school for the people of Dominica as opposed to other universities, hence the name St. Joseph University. So it basically comes from his community of St. Joseph, and it is his way of giving back to his people who have been so generous to him.
Thank you very much. And what are some of the programs that are actually offered here?
Well, we offer quite a few programs at varying levels. We offer associate's degree programs. Specifically, for now we have offering an associate's degree in laboratory technology as well as medical diagnostic sonography. We offer a few bachelor degree programs as well. We'll be offering the bachelor degree in pre-nursing, in nursing, pharmacy, special education, midwifery, and we're looking at, we have the pre-med program as well, and then we hope to start off our MD program in January semester, as well as a doctor of pharmacy in pharmacy. So we have a few programs. As we go along, since we're a new entity, as we go along, of course, we'll expand our programs that we're offering. For now, we're starting off with two faculties, the Faculty of Education and the Faculty of Health Sciences. In the not too distant future, we may look at exploring faculties of environmental sciences, and so it will give us a better opportunity to cater to the needs of more people. So these are the programs that we'll be starting off with. And with time also we are looking at offering a Bachelor of Science in Marine Biology as well. So these are some of the programs. As of September, for sure, we will be running the associate's degree in both laboratory technology as well as sonography. The pre-nursing program, the bachelor's in nursing and midwifery, as well as the pre-med program and the Bachelor of Science in Special Education. These are the programs. And the pharmacy, bachelor's in pharmacy.
Wow.
These are the programs we'll start off with coming September.
Quite diverse. Thank you very much. And we just want to inform the public or our viewers that you could also place your questions in the comment section, and we will place it to Dr. Coffey and Ms. Serafin. So the next question will be, will students be able to transfer credits?
Of course. emphasize the importance of matriculation as a tertiary level education. However, what must be noted is that the courses or the programs that we would consider for transfer would be from an accredited entity. So it's not a set in stone that we are going to be transferring credit from all institutions, but from institutions that are accredited. And so we work with the students to see how best we can cater to that for them upon entrance into our programs.
Okay. And thank you so much for that response. So as well, we would like to know, why should individuals choose to study at the St. Joseph's University?
Studying at St. Joseph University gives the students a separate, or for lack of a better word, a different advantage. As I said initially, we are the only locally owned university in the entire region. Other universities, they would come, stay a few years, grasp or grab from other students, and then they eventually leave. We are a university that intends to stay. We have no reason for leaving, and why should we leave? As I said initially, we're a school for the people. This is a school for all Dominicans. So the goal, or one of the goals, is to stay and to establish and place our feet on the ground and expand across the board. Now, our initial site is at Adams Tower. This is where our classes will commence come September. The expectation is to have and expand to a much larger campus, which is currently in the process of being constructed in the village of St. Joseph. So it is going to range from St. Joseph all the way down to Meru. Now, the students would be offered, there are scholarship opportunities for students to study at St. Joseph University. That would be based on the requirements that the school has put forth, as well as if the students would meet what we require of them. So students, there are scholarships available for Dominican students. We are offering Dominican students scholarships that would bring it down to, call it 70%, a 70% cut as compared to what other universities are offering, or colleges.
And that's on our tuition fees.
Yes. Now, we are offering a special scholarship program for Haitian nationals as well. Persons, I think for the first, as we initially mentioned, the first 5 Haitian nationals who register at St. Joseph University will qualify, will automatically receive tuition scholarships. And that is at a certain percentage. Students who study at St. Joseph University, Dominican nationals as well as those internationally, they can qualify for up to 50% of their tuition fees. So these are just some of the things that we have to offer our students. We are preparing our students to study not just in the US, we are preparing them to sit the USMLE exams, we are preparing them to study in the UK as well, so they would be able to do the PLAB exams. We're preparing them to study, to work in Canada, so they can work in the US, they can work in the UK, and they can work in Canada, as well as in the French countries.
And of course the Caribbean.
And exactly, of course the Caribbean. We are working on gaining accreditation, which of course Dr. Coffey will touch on. We are working on gaining accreditation for both the programs as well as the university, so that program accreditation would be instituted come September. Now, for the school accreditation, we are looking into regional, local, and international bodies. So the students would be well qualified, and that is the goal, to create qualified, professional, and caring persons in the fraternity. Not just for the School of Medicine, for the other schools as well. Because what we notice is that so many students around the world are placed on waiting lists every year with the hopes of getting acceptance into medical school. And sometimes that dream never becomes a reality. Here at St. Joseph University, we are trying to basically stop that curve or that line where we're telling students they have the opportunity, go for it. We are not prejudiced, we're not secluding students to only one side of the spectrum. If you meet the qualifications or the necessary requirements, you have a shot at gaining a proper education and in the field that you want to attain it. Our tuition rates are the lowest that can be compared to any other university in the region and as well internationally. So that is a plus for students to look into St. Joseph University. They can call, they can send us an email to get more information.
And this is without interrupting, this is a very valid point. I just want to reiterate on, because the realities of some students are there, and we recognize that as with many other things, education is expensive. It's, as much as it is warranted, it is very expensive. With a recognition of that, we have decided to not only lower the tuition fees, but to even work with the students as it relates to creating payment plans on the already reduced tuition fees. And basically we are highlighting the importance of recognizing that we want to create access to that level of education for all students. We do not want to prevent somebody from earning a higher degree or garnering a tertiary level education because of their inability to pay the tuition. So we are unique in that aspect, and that is something most of our students would recognize and should appreciate. As it relates to accreditation, because you touched on that a bit, as we thoroughly highlighted, we have two types of accreditation. We have institutional accreditation as well as program accreditation. And with institutional accreditation, we would understand that accreditation for an institution is a process. Oftentimes, institutional accreditation takes place over a couple years after the school has been in operation. And of course, for us, we would not qualify in that regard because we are a new institution. But we have already begun the process as it relates to communication with the requisite accrediting bodies for institutional accreditation. And so this process will commence after we have officially opened our doors or officially started operation as a university in terms of lecturing and student learning. As it relates to program accreditation, the programs that we'll be offering come September will be accredited and approved by the required entities. And so it would not be an issue as to wondering, because that's the reality. You are going to invest in something, you want to ensure that at the end of that, you are able to utilize it to either obtain a higher level of education or to enter your profession or to work. And so we have to ensure that it would be recognized. So the programs that we will be offering by September all will be recognized, accredited as well as, or approved by the requisite bodies. With that said, it should be highlighted that the process for obtaining the program accreditation involved forging relationships with already existing accredited institutions, already providing programs that are accredited, and so it makes it a bit easier it would have made it a bit easier for us as an institution to adopt the requisite curriculum or syllabus, as many of us know it.
And just one more point as to what sets us apart. The quality of education that our students would receive at St. Joseph University would be superb. The lecturers that we have attained those we have brought on board, we have ensured and we have done our due diligence in ensuring that they are professionals in their field. The level of experience that they would have attained over the years is enough or has been enough to equip them to pass on that relevant knowledge to the students.
And one may ask really what would be qualified, because that in itself is subjective. And so we can safely say that all of our lecturers would be at a master's degree and higher in as a lecturers, and of course we have student assistant, teachers assistant, sorry, and these would have a first degree. And of course we know that the teacher assistant is really just to help students for as it relates to student support, read the coursework or the lab and practical aspect of it. So just to underscore what Ms. Seraphine is saying as it relates to qualified professionals, we take it very seriously to ensure that all our lecturers are in fact at a master's degree level or higher.
And if you have any question as to how qualified our lecturers are, take for instance one of our lecturers, Dr. Kevin Ferrer himself.
Exactly.
He has been a dean at All Saints for quite a number of years, and he has assisted in the development of well-rounded medical professionals in the field of medicine. And you can even contact the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, where the students currently do their rotations, as to the level of education. You can contact the students themselves if you are able to contact All Saints University as to the level of education that Dr. Ferreira has provided for the students. And that's just one of the many professors that we have on board. We have numerous professors in the field. We have sourced both locally as well as internationally. So just taking him, for instance, who is someone who is well vested in the creation of well-rounded individuals, he is not one that would bring on board any wishy-washy person. We have vetted and we have sourced persons who would work closely with the students to ensuring that they receive the proper level of education that is needed, and who would work closely with the students, because not all students work at the same pace, which is why we have the TAs. But not just the TAs, the lecturers would be invested in each student's success. And I say that not lightly. I don't say that lightly. Each professor that we have attained ensured us, and they have placed it on record, that they are willing to work with the students to ensure that each of them at the end of their programs, their various programs, would ensure that the students have met the necessary requirements, and they would have worked to even supersede the necessary requirements in ensuring that they complete their programs, and not just complete it, but complete it with honors.
Okay. Thank you so much for that discourse, ladies.
It's very important because particularly as we're in our initial stages, it is very important that we create a solid base. We want to ensure that our first few students graduated from the various programs that we offer are qualified and provide quality services out there. And that in itself would speak even more than we trying to convince of who we have gathered to come on board. So just recognizing that, it meant that we would have taken the necessary steps in ensuring that we have persons who are able to help us achieve that goal.
Thank you so much for that discourse, ladies. Another commenter asked, will there be a program for dentistry? And if so, when would it begin?
We will be offering more courses or more programs come the next academic year. So dentistry is one we have, I think we have listed to be considered. And so if the public or there is a how can I put it? There's a great need, or there's a request for that program. It is something that we could push forward even sooner than we had initially planned. And as I have highlighted earlier, come the next academic year, many more programs will be offered, thus expanding the various faculties that we have. And so dentistry is definitely a program that we could offer the next academic year.
And while we're on that topic, St. Joseph University is not a school just of medicine. We have a school of medicine within the university. So that's just one of the schools. There will be a school of hospitality and tourism in the next few years. So we are prepared to offer a school of business. So there are going to be many faculties and many schools within the university's portfolio. We are just initially starting off the school with our school of medicine.
As well as faculty of education.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So will the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing program begin in September?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And
We
will...
have some students enrolled for that program already, and so we are going to run that program from September.
Okay, thank you very much. And in the interest of the convenience for students, will classes be offered in the morning and evening? Because we are aware that most persons work during the period of 8 to 4. So they're wondering whether these persons will be accommodated.
Yes, they will be, because we are offering both a full-time and a part-time option. So if I'm based on your working schedule or your preference, if you so desire in evening classes, then you would fall under part-time student. Full-time students, obviously, they are full-time as it's self-explanatory, and so they would be mornings going out through the day as the day progresses. But both options are there, and just to highlight the point that Ms. Seraphi made earlier, that we try our best to cater to the needs of all.
And one of the questions I think that's going to come up is whether we will be offering an online program for the students.
All
so
right.
I'll just allow Dr. Coffey to explain on that.
For some of the programs, a hybrid approach will be taken, meaning that some courses will be offered online as well as face-to-face, but definitely not for the more practical programs, such as sonography program, and to a certain degree or pre-med and MD programs. But the hybrid approach will be taken into effect as well, not for this September, but maybe next January, because we are starting off with mainly practical programs this semester. But that option is there.
As well, one of the viewers wanted to know, will you all be offering a phlebotomy course? I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Phlebotomy?
Yes.
Is that right? Is that it has to do with blood? Yes. Right. It has to do with blood. That's all I know.
Not for September, but it's something to be considered coming the next academic year. And all these programs are programs that we have considered, but of course we have to start within our with the most popular ones, really, to put it that way. And so if persons, what we can do, I can assure the public out there, what we can do is to put out all our programs that we intend to offer as a school, and based on the number of applicants for the various programs will determine as to how soon we begin to the program.
Okay, thank you very much. And you spoke earlier about expanding regionally and internationally as opposed to just locally, which means that you're seeking to target students outside and in Dominica.
We have already begun targeting students regionally as well as internationally.
Right. So will accommodation be available to foreign students and lecturers?
Yes, we are working with local landlords, where persons who are interested in putting up their houses or apartments for rent, we're in the process of preparing a database for our students who would be requiring housing. That is already underway. And we are not doing like other schools where students will have to basically fight it out on their own. We are doing all of the legwork for the students. So from the time that you apply as an SJU up to the time that you arrive to the airport and to get to your apartment, we will take care of you. We do everything from handling the students' visas. We work on that for them, so everything is done through the school. And in doing so, we want to ensure a more smoother process for transition. We don't want the students to be duped by any landlord or any person who wants to steal from them. So we have contracts with the landlords that we have secured, and I will just put it out there that we are still welcoming persons who are interested in putting out their apartments for students come September. We will be working with the landlords with set contracts, so payments cannot be deferred, payments cannot be higher or lower. There are set payments, and it works in both parties' favors. The landlords we will ensure that the landlords receive their payments on time, and the students will receive a certain standard that they would of living.
And
so we go ahead.
Just to underscore that point, that falls within our student support services office, whereby at least for the first year of coming into the school, coming into Dominica to St. Joseph's University, the student support service office will be responsible. The paying of the housing comes as almost part of your tuition. So at least for the year, because I know it can be very distracting, for lack of a better word, when you come to a new country and you are so enthused about what is there that you've never encountered. For example, I remember when I did my first degree and I went to the States, and I remember on the very first day we got to Wichita Falls. They took us to Walmart and I was so excited. It was the very first time, and I spent all my pocket change. For some people, that pocket change would have constituted the first month's rent, and we do not want to have our students come in and literally have no money to pay their rent. So it is factored in when they pay for their tuition. And so for the first year, the payments would come from the school because the students would have paid through the school. And after that, after the first year, I guess it gives sufficient time to be established, to provide independence, and so the student would decide whether they want to remain within that process, or they would want to have the liberty to choose their own place of to live, as well as their form of payment.
Thank you very much. So we have a wide array of questions, but you know that we can't target every question today, or we may not be able to answer every question. So how do persons contact you, or how do persons get more information on St. Joseph University?
The number to call for those persons locally is 265-1011. I'll repeat the number again. It's 265-1011. Area code is 1767. The email address is info at stjosephuniversity.com. If you want more information on the programs, persons can always visit the website at www.stjosephuniversity.com. So that's www.stjosephuniversity.com. Persons can always come into the office at Adams Tower. We're on the 3rd floor. And if you're not sure where Adams Tower is, it's Dr. Ferrera's office. That is the same building as Digicel. You just walk up the steps. You tell the security where you're going. You're going to visit St. Joseph University for more information, and they will direct you or bring you upstairs to where you need to go. We have staff that are on hand waiting to answer any question that persons may have, and persons can always chat with us through our website. There is a pop-up. Once you go on the website, there's a pop-up. So you can just shoot us a quick message. You don't have to go into any detail as to who you are. If you just want to know more information, you can always access that point on the website.
And also, as it relates to a specific program that we offer, that is the pre-med program, there is an opportunity for 2 Dominican students or nationals of Dominica adopted that way to obtain scholarships, meaning all tuition paid. So basically doing a program for free if you enroll in that program. So it's a good opportunity for Dominicans out there who have always wanted to be a doctor and just really could not afford it. It's an opportunity for you to get higher quality education free of charge. So I encourage persons to grab that opportunity and make a decision as to what do you want for your future, because we may be able to access many things, but without an education, it makes it impractical to be truly independent. And that is something that we as young people, as old people, and the good thing about St. Joseph University, we are not discriminatory as it relates to age. And so at any age, we are open for you. And so one may be 50, 60 and have not garnered a higher level education, and St. Joseph University does will be open for you. So again, just to reiterate, scholarships, 2 scholarships are available for Dominican students who are interested in our pre-med program. So please take advantage of this opportunity.
I might even take advantage of it.
I know.
Well, St. Joseph's University is definitely getting to be that force to be reckoned with here in Dominica.
We are.
And we really would like to encourage our viewers, if you are interested in finding more information, please contact St. Joseph's University. You can visit their website. You can visit the Adams Healthcare Tower, as well as contact them on the phone number. And you can also, I've seen the Adams Healthcare Facebook page commenting, so you can also check them out on their Facebook page and other social media platforms. So Adams Healthcare and St. Joseph's University, they're providing that information available to you. Now, we would like to thank Dr. Coffey as well as Ms. Seraphine for taking the time to give our viewers some Q&A information. We know that a lot of persons will definitely be interested, and we appreciate the efforts because we know that higher education is something that is definitely supposed to be made more accessible to not just the region, the international community, but also our local Dominicans. So we really want to commend you for that. We look forward to seeing the different programs that you will offer in the future, the new faculties opening. You know, some persons were inquiring about the different faculties that will be opening very soon. If they're going to be science and technology courses, will there be courses on education? So we really hope that it turns out well, and God's grace for the endeavors that the university and the team they're going to continue with.
Definitely, and just to put it out there, a lot of young persons in schools, while they're at school, they're not able to see the information that is being put out there. So we have taken the initiative upon ourselves, the owners, to go into the schools. So come next week, we will be contacting the schools. Well, this week we've already started contacting high schools as well as the college. So where we will be requesting that we can come into the schools to speak to the students and provide more information for them. Because a lot of times students, they have options and they want to stay home and they want to study from at home, but the option is not there. So we're giving them the option to study locally, and it would equip them for an international professional career. So we will be coming into the high schools before school closes. The students can also contact us to find out more information. I know everybody's on Facebook, so students can contact Emo to get our contact information, or they can contact us to get more information on the schools. But we will be coming into the schools, I'll reiterate again, to provide more information for the students and help them get a clearer sense of what direction they want to take after they graduate.
Okay, excellent. One thing though to highlight is when you visit the website and you may want to inquire as to the entry requirements, and you do not meet that criteria, it does not mean that all is lost. For example, for some of the courses or some of the programs, one of the requirements is math. I'm going to use that example. And quite a few persons may not have gotten a passing grade as it relates to math at a CXC level. What we offer is provisional acceptance in that regard. And so you would have to do a mandatory, what we would call remedial math course, which would equate your CXC qualifications. And so moving from there, you would be able to enter into your desired program. And so basically highlighting the fact that at St. Joseph's University, you are almost guaranteed entrance, irrespective of whether or not your requirements, the requirements are met and the time at which they are met. Yes? And I wanted to highlight that because we had quite a few students with those queries. I do not have English, I do not have math, but I really want to do this program. Can I enter? And of course we cannot say yes, you can enter, because it would mean that we would be accepting substandard. However, we are allowing you to enter by qualifying you to enter. So basically, you get the full package here at St. Joseph University.
Wow. So essentially, you all are really gearing up to be one of the most accessible tertiary level educations within the region.
Accessibility is key. With the recognition that emphasis has been placed on universal access at the primary level, at the secondary level, and not so much at the tertiary level, even if mentions are there. The question is, what are we as tertiary level institutions doing to ensure that we steer towards that direction? And at the St. Joseph's University, we recognize that, and that is our way of steering towards universal access to tertiary level education.
Amazing. Thank you so much again for having this Q&A session with us, Dr. Coffee, Miss Seraphine. You all are doing an amazing job. We wish you the best for this university endeavor, and we do hope that Dominican students and regional students take this opportunity seriously. Use it to further yourself, and we always want to see better for our young people, our people in general. Like Dr. Coffee said, the school is not discriminatory. So if you're at any stage of your life and you feel that you're ready to take on this endeavor, go right ahead, because St. Joseph's University will be guiding you. They will be there holding your hand throughout the process and accommodating you every step of the way. And this is Emonews. We're signing off for right now. We really appreciate our viewers tuning in today, and we do hope that you all continue to enjoy your day and have a blessed week. Once again, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.